Not Daredevil's got everything you want from a comic book. It's got great drawings, colors, great story. It's got action, a little romance, and it's about something. Whoa. What is it about?
Hey everybody, this is Phil from Zaid Comics. Thanks for tuning in. We're back. It's been a while since we've streamed with another creator here talking about a new book. And as you can see, that was the immaculate trailer to Not Daredevil by Commie Mark. Mark is an awesome creator. He's hilarious. He's already put out one book. He put out the Kim Il Sung book, Best Korea. And I backed that, got that, was super happy with it. And Mark is one of those guys that is just kills it with the campaigns, as we will see today. We'll see how much work he puts into these campaigns to make literally every line some amount of humor in there. Everything's a joke on this campaign, and it's been a long time coming. You know, this is kind of the first thing I've ever seen Mark put out. The first thing he kind of got a little bit of notoriety for is sending these books around and to buddies and people in CG, the digital form, and now he's adding a bunch of new stuff, some awesome covers, and we're going to be talking about it today. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We got Bristol and Dave in here. What's up, man? Joseph Eppolito we'll get into that. We'll ask Mark if he's a real communist. Improby, I'm looking forward to see Daredevil done properly again. Yeah, we all are. It's going to be awesome. So let's get the man in here himself. If you guys are just tuning in, share this around, hit the like, and ring the bell for notifications. I really appreciate you guys watching. We'll be doing this interview today with Mark, and then tomorrow we have another one in the evening around 9 p.m. Central Time, I believe. We'll be talking to Vinny about his book as well. So without further ado, everyone's favorite communist, Commie Mark. What's up, brother?
Hello, it's me. Greetings. Yeah, there isn't really much competition for the spot of everyone's favorite communist, but I'm happy to take the title and put it in my mantelpiece next to the highest grossing Comicsgate book of 2021.
Yeah, I remember that. That was not just a few days ago. That's what this book was.
I held onto the title for 3 whole days, which is almost 1% of the whole year. And for a nobody like me, it's quite an achievement.
That's good. If you look at the percentage of what a CG made compared to all of comic books, you might be up there with that percentage. You know, with your yearly intake for the last 3 days.
Yeah, something like that. I'd had the idea that I was going to launch on January the 1st to do that, to claim that title, and I was so scared that somebody else was going to do it, particularly someone in Australia, because they'd have a 7-hour advantage on me. I've got a 7-hour advantage on you, but nobody did. But I didn't tell anyone that I was going to launch, because I didn't want to tip anyone off, that was going to be my move. I didn't want someone to just be like, well, I can launch 3 days earlier, just to beat me. So.
Dude, this campaign is awesome. You sent it to me to look over a little bit before you launched it, and I was just cracking up, man. All the tears, and we'll get into all that. But let's see, we got People Circus in the chat. Thanks for joining us, Peep. Joe Frago's throwing the taco out for some reason. You got El Gargoyle with that eggplant.
Aubergine, we call it in the real world.
What do you call it?
An aubergine.
Oh, is that a real name for it?
Yeah. Eggplant's the American version, I think.
Well, no one eats them anyways. We got Improby. Is this true? Communists are making a comeback?
Apparently. I'm certainly here.
And every time you stream with someone new, you always ask them if they've ever been a member of the Communist Party. And this Joseph Eppolito wants to know, is Mark a real communist?
So the answer that I always give to this is I am a communist, but it's not like your granddad's communism or whatever. I'm a fully automated luxury gay space communist. So it's like for in a post-scarcity society, that's what we should be aiming for, and trying to build a world where no one has to toil their time in exchange for labor credits to buy back the things that they toiled their time making for someone else.
So yeah, you're kind of like saying like eventually if things go right, it could be like the world in Wall-E where everyone's really fat sitting in an automated chair floating around.
Yeah. With like VR sex robots and stuff as well.
Well, I think it's going there, brother. I think that's the way of the future. Yeah, People Circus says the other stuff wasn't real communism.
Yeah, real communism's never been tried. That's what they always say, ain't it?
Well, Mark, where you got your new book out and you have a lot of planned in the future. You're one of those guys that's kind of like a couple steps ahead. And I know you've been working on getting to that point, which is good. But I guess for the people that don't know who you are, how did you kind of get into this? Doing comics. I know you've been writing, you've written before, tried to do some pitches for some animations and stuff like that, which is really cool. Something that you've seemingly been always into is doing some comedy and satirical stuff.
Yeah, like I suppose I've always been writing and poking fun at the powerful or whatever. Like so with comic books, I just made one day, The Adventures of Kim Il Sung and Best Career, and I made it, and then I was like, oh damn, that was like quite easy. Like this is something that I could potentially do. And until that point, I didn't really believe there was a possibility, like for me to have a creative job like that. And then I was just felt unstoppable in it. I was like, well, I can do anything that I want now. Like, so then I just started trying to do stuff. One of the guys who's the co-creator of Rick and Morty, not Dan Harmon, the other one, Justin Roiland. I was watching an interview with him around the time that this all started, and he was talking about how he'd been trying to break into animation and for a long time, and that he was waiting for someone to give him permission to do that, to say, okay, Justin, like that's a good idea, make that, instead of just making it, which also lined up with this other podcast I was listening to that was called Just Make the Thing, and it was about people who just went one day like, right, I'm just going to start doing this thing that I want to do, and those two thoughts like met each other at the same time, and I thought, you know what, fuck this, like let's have a go, let's see if I can be a legit like comedian creator type person, see if it works, and it seems to be working.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it, and probably with anything, but especially in comics, I've learned is a lot of it is just jumping in and doing things, whether it's creating or if you are a writer asking for artists if they would be a part of something, you just have to ask them. Even if they're a really big artist that you think would never work with you, it's just like asking a chick out on a date.
Like, this is a surprise, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
all you had to do was ask, like, to get one. Maybe a nice Simon Bisley cover, like.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was the same thing, with that, or I got sketch cards on Magic Hop 1 from Billy Tucci. I got trading card from Dan Frega on the Lost Pages. You just have to ask, and a lot of the times people are willing to help out smaller creators, especially if they see something in you like potential.
Yeah, like it's important to make something, I think, like make something, show people, and then people said, oh, that's good, like maybe I can help you in this way. A thing that I'm thinking of right now is you've seen One Punch Man, haven't you? Like that was a guy who couldn't draw very good, but was just like, well, I'll just make this thing, and it was so great that it transcended like the art. In fact, the art feeds into like the whole like awesomeness of him, and it makes him like bland and vanilla because it's bad.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like just
for sure.
make a thing, just go out and make something is my advice to wannabe creators.
Yeah, I think it's like every human should make something. To hold something that was nothing in your hands that came from you is amazing, and it's a part of being a human. It's something no other animal could really do. You just take something from your mind and have it become a reality, and it's a unique feeling that I think everyone should be involved in. Now this, you're taking something from someone else's mind and breaking the mold here, and then putting it out. How did this come about? This is not Daredevil is a golden age character in the public domain, and that's why we see so many iterations of the character. I didn't even know this character was named the Daredevil for years. I would just always see, Alex Ross draw this character, and I'm like, wow, that's a really weird costume. Is he like Duality Man or something?
There's a couple of characters that look like him as well. There's like a 3D man who's
Oh yeah.
the same but green and red, like 3D glasses, obviously. But yeah, it's one of those characters that's instantly recognizable. It's almost like I've got an official IP. It's just public domain. But to answer your question of how did it come about, so I made the best career book, and as you know, because you've got one, but some of the audience might not know, it's a series of photographs, real life photographs that I've arranged into a certain order to tell like an alternate story. And one of the issues with that is like I'd be like, so this next scene, I'd like Kim Il-sung to punch this dude in the face, and there are no photos of anything like that in it because it doesn't exist. So I had to create drama like in a different way, like through the writing or whatever. But I knew that if I did it in a public domain comic, like that it would have action beats in it already, like that I'd just have to work around. Like it's a different challenge to write, but it's not too dissimilar from working on Best Career.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. And this is not the first public domain character that's been around CG or crowdfunding comics. You look at Brian Kriskow, his Six Gun Gorilla is a public domain golden age character, Six Gun Gorilla. He just took that character and wrote a new story for him in his own way. So people are doing it. This is just, I've never seen anything done like what you're doing in this way, because you're using that original public domain material, the art, and you're putting new lettering to it and basically coming up with a new story around these images, which is really cool.
Like there's a metaphor that I often use when I'm talking to my friends about like so when we do like the YouTube shows, we've got like a structure that we follow, and I always say, let's just draw like the lines, and then we can do the coloring like however we want inside the lines anyway. But every show, like these are the lines.
Yeah,
we color it different every week, and it's kind of like that. So the story's on rails. Like I can't change what happens next, what happens in the future of the book or whatever. So I have to stay on point, and so every sentence that you write has to advance the plot and be a joke. So it's quite a challenge to write. But
yeah,
one like
I could imagine. But yeah, I mean the material you have to work with is pretty cool. Like this imagery is awesome. I've read I remember. I mean, the first time I seen you, you were on War Campaign, and I think everybody was reading. Like I think it was the origin of him. Yeah, and just I was listening to that and just cracking up because it goes so well with the imagery. Like people are getting burned at the stake and stuff. This little blonde kid's running around. I think you have a picture down here somewhere with him bouncing around with a kangaroo.
Yeah, that's from the Origins. That's the scene. As soon as I decided I was going to do this with a public domain character, like change the letters and that there is. And I'd been on Comic Vine and this public domain Wikipedia sort of thing as well, trawling through, and I'd found this character called London, who's based in the UK, and is kind of like Mandrake the Magician crossed with Batman, like or the Spirit. You know, it's got that kind of like vibe in it. A bit masqueradey, you might even say.
Pulpy.
Yeah, very pulpy. And I was like, this is the guy I'm going to use. But he never had like his own book. He was just like a backup character in Daredevil, in the Silver Streak, in some of these Lev Gleason books. So I was just reading through them, like, and I just, flick past all the pages, like get to the London one, read that, but that one doesn't really work for what I want to do. Next book, like flick through all the pages, London, and I was doing that. And then one day I just flicked past this page, and then I was like, hang on, go back. And just this one shot of him on the kangaroo, suddenly like I knew exactly what the whole thing was, the whole bit in it, with him being Australian. Like I could just see how to do it from there.
Yeah, we love our Australians. Speaking of them, we got Michael Bancroft in the stream. I think maybe it's the first time tuning into the channel. Hill brother. He says, what is this, cultural appropriation?
It's cultural appreciation, bro.
There you go. Yeah, and all these kids actually, are these kids or is this an old man?
No, they're kids. There's members of the Little Wise Guys. So in the original, like a few years into the run or whatever, they did that classic thing of, let's put some kid sidekicks in there because we're supposed to be selling to kids.
Yeah.
And they immediately start tanking the ship. Like you can, if it was a graph, you could point to the moment in the decline of quality as that's the moment that the Little Wise Guys came in. So I hate them, like, and every time they appear in one of the books, you'll see like that I hate them very much. Like right here on this panel, I made them all terminally ill. That's not part of the original story. I just hate them. And well, that guy looks like he's had chemotherapy as well, which like sort
and
of.
Why are they all in the same bed?
And naked as well.
It's a little weird.
That's just page one.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. I got the origin as well. I mean, the meme cover, like this cover is just genius.
Yeah, this was like when all that Dynamite stuff was happening, and I thought, oh, one day I could get a cover with the Death-Defying Devil. I thought I'd do this. That's like exactly the cover that I would do, but that's not going to happen. So I'd whack it on here. I did try and make a cover that looked like Wolverine Origins. You know, the one like of his hand, like on the yellow background. But I couldn't do it. There was no way to pull it off. You don't know which one I mean?
I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, go on. It's quite iconic. Like as soon as you see it, you'll go, "Oh yeah, that one."
Wolverine Origins. Yellow background?
Well, yeah, like a sort of a yellowy mustard, maybe painted. I don't know. I'm not good at the art words in it. Like,
is it a highly detailed hand?
It's quite detailed. You can see the blood, like the claws are coming out for the first time, and it like you can see it.
Yeah, I see it.
Breaking his skin and that.
I've never seen this one.
Yeah, it's the cover of Wolverine Origins #1, I believe. I was desperately trying to work out a way to make that fit for this character, but I just couldn't. Like,
yeah, that's a cool cover though.
I'd done a mock-up version where he was just holding a bottle of VB, which is an Australian beer.
Yeah.
But without the claws, you can't really tell that it's a reference to the Wolverine cover, so I just threw it in the bin. Did this one.
You have another slew of covers on here, which are amazing. Like, this might be my favorite Vampirella-inspired cover.
Yeah, I think it's the best Vampirella, the best not Vampirella cover that there is out there. Like if you're only ever going to buy one Vampirella variant of anything, this is the one, because Dynamite won't get anything from you.
Yeah, it's got a classic logo here. I love that the font, really cool.
Hand drawn, that is, not by me, by the artiste.
Who is the artist on this?
His name is Caparticus. There's a guy that I've drafted in to replace a former member of the gang that's since been whacked or whatever for unscrupulous comments and poor behavior.
Yeah, I've been looking at that artist, and he seems kind of familiar to me, and I have questions, but very good work.
It's Jim Lee. It's Jim Lee, really. It's not.
Okay.
Imagine.
Michael says he's never heard of VB.
No.
Mamparella.
There's a different title that don't say that name in front of me. There was an alternate Vampirella joke title that I considered, but I didn't have the balls to do it.
Oh, okay. I think this one works though. This is great.
Yeah. I think that it's far enough away from Vampirella that like I think it's squeaky clean. Like I think it's not really much anyone could do about it.
And the stories behind these decisions here, like Gail Simone. Whoops, my dog's barking. But Gail Simone being part of Dynamite doing the death-defying Daredevil, little homage to her in her book, which we always love that love towards other creators. And this one as well for Savage Dragon creator Eric Larson, right? He brought in the Daredevil into his universe, and this is kind of an homage to him. And I showed this to my brother. He loved this, the True KKK Confessions.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, with a little, like, if we zoom in here, you could see how sweet the actual cover is, where you got a little kiss on the hood.
Oh yeah, I hadn't even noticed that, and it's my book.
Really? Look at this little smooch.
Yeah, that's sweet.
So it's like Inksbox colored this, and this is a Jason Kreger, right?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know who he is. He's got this book Hammer, like it's funded for like 10K, I think. So some people must know who he is.
Yeah, beautiful looking book.
Yeah, it's got great like lines. Again, I'm not good at artworks. So yeah, he did that book and is doing some stuff on the Kill Journal now.
Yeah,
I understand.
A lot of kick-ass stuff on the Kill Journal. Yeah. This, and I love this character too, even though it's just the Red Skull before the Red Skull, but his name's the Scarlet Skull, which is kind of cooler than the Red Skull. It
is, isn't it? And this character predates the Red Skull by 2 months, because created 2 months earlier. A lot of these early books in the Golden Age set the tropes for the future in it, and you can see when you read the classic ones, you can see the tropes being born, like in live real time or whatever.
Yeah,
it's great. And you see things and you're like, hey, Marvel copied that like 20 years later. Oh, look at this. That's just like this DC character that came out 30 years afterwards. Like, there's loads of that going on.
Yeah, it's super interesting. And I was super excited about this from the beginning, because even just the art style, I love throwback, even though it's from the Golden Age, that art style is just very unique to it and just screams it out. And, being able to have that content and make new content like these covers for it is really exciting. Just because, these artists like that you have, like Jason Kreger, probably, wouldn't ever had another opportunity to work on something like this, with these crazy old characters. Really dig that. And of course the parody that you're going along with it. And I wanted to show the main cover, because it is kick ass. Like, this is just so cool. The artist on this put out a really cool time-lapse video, which we could pull up if you want. We could play it like at super speed, but the video was super well done and was really cool. We won't listen to the narration, but the actual kind of commentary he put on with it was hilarious.
Yeah, make sure that you go and subscribe to Jim to Love Pigeon and watch this video with the commentary on, because a a lot of these time lapse videos normally are really boring. Like, but I was laughing at a time lapse video, which is something that never happens.
Yeah, it was super funny, and it's really cool to see this all come together. Now, this is actually a piece of art that's available on the campaign, right?
That's correct. For the low price of 250 Great British pounds. I've been saying in the promotion, but I believe it to be true, that James Milne is going to be the CG UK Preston Acevedo, with his painting skills.
Yeah, man, this is like, and the painting is his own style. It doesn't look like any other, maybe like similar to like David Mack stuff because it's watercolor, but it's so kick-ass. There's so much energy in it. His ability to make you laugh while watching this is great. Like, I didn't want to skip through the video while I was watching it. Really, really cool. And you say it's a low price, but it is a low price for something that's painted.
Yeah, it is. And the guy, James, he's just like left his real job and everything. Like, he's going full time as an artist.
Awesome.
So that's inspiring. And obviously, I want to help him. Like, anyone who buys the cover, like, he's going to get all the money for it. I'll even pay the fees, like, because I'm that kind of a person. So someone should really go and help him, like, pay his bills and that.
Yeah, look at this. It's so kick-ass. And the lighting from the torches and stuff.
Oh, you were saying about it being like not like anyone else's style. So originally I was saying to him, I want you to do me an Alex Ross cover because all the covers are like sort of tongue-in-cheek pokes at like previous incarnations of the character. Yeah. I was like, I want an Alex Ross one. And he spent like weeks, he was sending me pictures and sketches and drawings, like, and he can draw him proper sick, like, so he looks like the Alex Ross one now, but when it comes to the painting, it's like it's his style and it's still on top. Like, it doesn't look like an Alex Ross. It's not an insult. Like, it looks like its own thing. Like,
well, he's got the shininess down. It's just everything around it, the cloudiness. It's very, really cool on its own style. I love that there's blood on it too. Like, it's pretty extreme. That boomerang, this is really cool. I love when I letter comic books, putting lettering and sound effects behind the art. And I love that this goes in front of the logo. That is so cool.
Yeah, so as well, originally I was going to make all the covers have that black strip on them, that are on all the other covers,
right?
Because that's what they had in the Golden Age versions. Mm-hmm. And I'd said to him, do like something that hangs over the edge as like just because the banner thing is there, it doesn't matter. Like, we can still go over it, just make it a cool thing. The Jason Kreger one's like that, the head of Daredevil like overlaps the edge of the banner or whatever. It wasn't
really
going to be an issue. But then he sent me that and I was like, bro, that's the cover.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
No, this is cool. And this is something they would do, like you said, a lot in Golden Age. Like, if you look at the Shadow, they would do that a lot as well, just because they were pulp magazines. And when I was working on the Masquerade for the Lost Pages, I had specifically asked Alan Alonso, who did the art for that, to make the cover like that, where you'd have like a big strip and it wouldn't be part of the art that's had the logo on it, and I think that's perfect where you're trying to evoke that old time feel, even with the covers,
And I talk about this idea all the time. I want people to have a Commie Mark collection, I want them to say to their friends, not look at this 100-page Not Daredevil Commie Mark book that I've got. I want them to say, look at this collection of Daredevil books that I've got. And then I want them to fan them out and them to all look uniform with each other and it like it's part of the same set. Like, what I'm saying? Like, it's important to me.
Yeah, we got Captain Krills in the house. Got Don Chin. He was just on your stream yesterday. It was a great stream. You guys, if you want to learn more about his book, definitely check on Commie Mark's stream. And I'm for sure going to have Don on in the next week or so to talk about his book too.
Yeah, it was a real cool dude. It was a really chill stream, like a
Hmm.
good sense of humor. I was saying in the secret back rooms and stuff earlier today that I hope he goes far. Like it's got the potential to have a good hit here, like and become an established community member or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Now, I wanted to know about kind of like the story, like what is happening in this book people could look forward to. Who is not Daredevil fighting? Who the characters we're going to be seeing in the main story?
So your question is, who is the bad guy in Not Daredevil versus the Ku Klux Klan?
Yeah.
So he fights the clan in it. The clan in this version are led by the Scarlet Skull, and there's a conspiracy that they're going to overthrow the U.S. government
Oh.
using gender and race swapping technology
Oh no.
because it's a reboot. That's the thing that happens in reboots, and it like they race swap, gender swap people. So in this, the bad guys are going around, and that's what they're doing, and they're race swapping, gender swapping people, and that becomes like the storyline. That's how they're going to take over the White House, like using this rebooting technology, like. Yeah, you get it.
Amazing.
Because everything's a parody in it, like I'm mocking everything. And when I
Yeah.
sat down to write this one, it was okay. So how do people normally do first issues? Like when you bring back a character, like what are the sort of tropes that they do? How does that work? And then I just try to smash as many jokes about those things in as I possibly could.
Look at this guy sneaking around. And he speaks in a heavy Australian accent, right?
He uses the occasional Australian like phrase, but mostly he just says bloody and mate a lot. And I think that those serve as like cues for the reader to remember, oh yeah, Australian accent. Like I
Perfect.
read there's when I was writing Origins, I was trying really hard not to keep saying bloody and mate. Like I was trying to limit it to one a page. And then I realized it's just almost every sentence. Like I stopped fighting it, like and just let him say it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that adds to the hilarity of it. Sure. You got some cool add-ons, X-ray gogs.
Yeah, those are my definitely not repackaged X-ray gogs. So one of the things that on my show, Fans Hour. You've seen Fans Hour. Like
Yeah.
I get to see hundreds of campaigns all the time. I'm always reading them, looking at what's good, what's not good, so I can make the best campaigns of my own while helping people to sell their books. And one of the things I noticed is people putting toys like on the campaign. That's been a big trend. Like this year after Todd McFarlane's $1 million and Ethan's got his toys and
Yeah.
what's his name? Patrick Thomas Parnell. He's got a toy range as well. People have done that. So I thought I need a toy. And then because it's the golden age and there's literally adverts for X-ray specs in the originals, I thought, yes,
Yeah.
that's a perfect example. I'll whack some of them on X-ray goggles.
Awesome. We got the man himself, Love Pigeon, in here. Caw caw.
Yeah, what's up? He's got a book of his own, Doomsday Kingdom, a zombie book. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, it looks awesome. The cover with the blood splatter on it looks so kick-ass.
Yeah, it's the best use of UV spotting on a cover that I've ever seen.
For sure.
There's going to be a mailing list for the sequel to that launching real soon. Like, so
Nice.
we'll help spread him around like a
course.
venereal disease.
Yeah, yeah. He said he was watching some old Mad TV videos. Good taste, good taste. Big Mad TV fan. This comes with a sticker if we reach a stretch goal.
Yeah, $2,500.
And he's doing he's got the like little slash sign. Is that because he's not Daredevil?
Yeah, and I don't know if 6am knew this when he made it, but the original incarnation of this character, the Jack Binder version, who had a yellow and green suit, which is more Australian. He was a mute, like, and he didn't speak.
Right.
And a couple of issues later, they retconned like the whole origin, because having a character that doesn't speak is pretty hard to write, I would imagine. Like, they literally had to give Batman a child sidekick, so he had someone to talk to. Like,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, you never really think about that. Is if it's just a solo guy, then he's just talking to himself or having that internal monologue. So I think that's why so many characters like the Shadow had like a bunch of people he'd hang out with, like Margot Lane and stuff. So he had people to explain things to mansplain, if you will.
To
Yeah.
Batmansplain.
Yeah. But this another thing, if you get to 2.5K, every order is going to get a free print.
Yeah, at least one free print. I'll probably, make sure that all three go out to everyone, like across the future stretch goals or whatever. Like, I say future, if we meet that one in the first place.
Oh yeah, we got to get there because I want this print so bad. This is Dax Martian, who was in the chat earlier. I forgot to pull him up. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We got some good viewers in here. Lots of friendly faces. And this is just kick-ass, man. This is just such an inspiring image to me. The noose is so cool. Like, I want to steal that and give it to like a super villain because that's just a crazy cool weapon.
How does nobody have a noose lasso as a weapon already?
Yeah. I'm brainstorming someone to give that to because that's so cool. This one's got the boomerang in his eye. And he also showed the black and white version on Twitter, which is really cool to see because this cross is all color basically, right? In the black and white version, it doesn't look like much, but that color just makes it explode.
Yeah, it steals the background or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not good at art words. Like, that's a thing.
It's beautiful. And then this piece is awesome too, man. This is so cool.
Yeah, like before
Alex Ross.
before he painted the main cover, which was only ready like a moment before the launch, he was doing lots of practice on it, because he was only going to get one shot to like pull the cover off. And this is one of those. It's great.
Yeah, this is awesome. We got Dax Martian in the chat saying Dax Martian sucks. I don't know about that.
When we was going over the campaign yesterday and I was showing Don Chin, he asked, "Is that an original piece or a Jack Kirby?"
Yeah.
What a compliment! Like, I sent Dax like a timestamp and everything. I was like, "Look at this."
Yeah,
it might be a Kirby.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, Dax is just, I've been seeing his work and he's just so kick-ass at it. I'm definitely going to get some stuff done by him for some Lost Pages characters because I think it's cool to see your characters in different styles. I love that. It's one of my favorite parts about doing this, like getting fan art and commissioning artists to do it in their own style. So Dex is on my list. And this is sick too. You got a little Mary Boys cameo. Look at that.
Yeah, this is by Tony Sizzle, the guy who did American Evil with me. And it's great. Like, I said to him, draw a picture of Daredevil fighting your favorite character from Comicsgate.
That's
and
awesome.
This is what he drew me. Like, Mary Boys. I love Carl Chubb, Mary Boys. I think it's my book of 2020. I mean, I haven't read The Lost Pages yet, so you never know. Although I got that this year, 2021. So what am I getting at? Also, Mary Boys 2 is launching soon. Mary Boys Beefheads. There is a mailing list for that. Like, people should go and make sure they put their names on to that, which will be exciting.
Yeah, we got Muttman in the chat. What's up, brother? Thanks for tuning in, man. He asked, is this a Kirby piece? There you go. So this is by Dax Martian. He's actually in the chat. He does this awesome Kirby style. The colors just explode off the page. So yeah, check him out. Follow him on Twitter. It's awesome. Yeah, man. And the last but not least, this badass boomerang. I saw this being painted and created. This is really cool, and this for one lucky backer will be able to buy this boomerang.
Yeah, there is a video, a time-lapse sort of video of that being made as well for people who want to go and check that out.
So I guess, does it actually work?
I imagine so. Like, it was just a regular wooden boomerang before. I can't imagine the colors have affected its aerodynamics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe.
There's only one of them, like, in existence. There won't be another one, so grab that if
And
you want.
it's a funny story too. I heard that Dynamite actually retweeted this image.
They did, yeah. One of the things that I've been doing, because I've been working on this idea for like, well, over a year, and and over that time, I've been slowly leaving trails of breadcrumbs with Dynamite tagged in, and I've got like a bunch of things, where they've replied to me or whatever, that'll eventually,
Yeah.
like, they, as far as I'm aware, they don't know about this yet, and when it gets to a certain level, then I'm gonna press the button and see what happens. Because I keep saying, like, I don't want to. My dream scenario, yeah, is there's articles on CBR and Bleeding Fall, like saying Dynamite attacked this thingamajig, or Comicsgate person does this thing. I don't want that article to say on my $1,781 book in it. Like, I want it to look like it's been a success already. So when it gets to a nice number, then I'll go and poke Sean Gordon Murphy in the eye for real and be like, look at this, or whatever.
Well, let's see. We're gonna do the big refresh here to see if we got a Zaid Comics bump. And you're at 40 backers, 1781 on. You got 42 backers and 1900. Look at that.
Thank you to everyone in the chat who just contributed to that. That's great. That's real close to 2,000 now, and the 2,500 6 a.m. sticker goal is in sight.
Yeah, that's going to be the next one, right?
Yeah, that's the next one to be unlocked, yeah. Which will take us halfway to what Best Career made in like 4 months or something. And the book's been out for, what are we on, 6 days? 5 days?
Yeah, that's the same with Magic Hop. I mean, it took after our first 60 days, we were at like $4,000 for Magic Hop 1. And then we beat that on the lost pages in the first day. We made like $7,000 in the first day for the lost pages. But then after being in demand for a few months, Magic Hop surpassed 10,000. It got to like 14,000 by the end of its shipping out date. So it's awesome to see everything grow and how faster things are moving now. Definitely, you're someone that's hustling a lot. You're doing your own streams. You're promoting a bunch of people. If you guys in the chat have not yet, which I know a lot of you have, are already subscribed to Commie Mark on his channel, definitely do that.
Yeah, and I'm on like 744 subscribers or something. Like, I'm real close to 750, which is a nice round number, and 3/4 of the way to monetization. Like, so that'd be pretty sweet.
That's awesome. And yeah, guys, like and subscribe to my channel as well if you guys are enjoying this. Like I said, tomorrow night we'll be having Vinny on to talk about his book, Shadow of the Kraken. And I know I'm going to have Don Chin on as well, maybe this weekend or next week. And then I think Thursday night I'm going to be on Preston Acevedo's channel to talk about the Lost Pages. So if you guys read that or have not yet turned on the fence about buying that, he's going to be going over that because he read it. He says he dug it, so he wants to do like a little interview with me about the book. So definitely tune in to Preston Acevedo's channel as well on Thursday night. It's going to be a lot of fun. CG UK represents. Yeah, man, you guys are building up. And, I also wanted to, if you're cool with talking about your next project a little bit, because I know you have a sign-up list on that.
I do, yeah. Feel free to share that in the chat. Get some more names on there. Like, both. This is just a run-up for that book. Not just a run-up. That sounds like degrading to this project. Like, but one of the things that I say to people is don't come in to CG with your magnum opus or whatever in it. Like, don't start with your best book. I mean, put a good foot forward, like start
for sure.
strong or whatever. But your first book isn't going to be the book that makes you $1 million. Like, you've got to work towards that. You know, you need to build your reputation, your audience, and things. So this Krishna Kid, the complete Eye of Brahma saga, is one book like that. That, you know, in a dream scenario, this is the book that I would make, and now I'm almost that dream scenario, so I can have a crack at making a legit beautiful book.
Yeah, man, this is insane, and the speed that you took off with this, see, to me, because you mentioned it to me, you showed me some stuff, and then like a month later, you had so much more content to show. It seems like, you know, you're super passionate about this. You really want to get this out, and your artist is as well. The amount of work you guys are putting in this is crazy, and it's awesome to see you as a creator working on multiple projects at once. You're actually like, you have this art that is that you're pumping out here. I know when you announced this sign up on Twitter, you got like over 100 likes on it, a slew of retweets. So there's definitely interest. I think that's the same that went with us when we talked about the Lost Pages for the first time. I tweeted out that first image of the silhouette walking down the street, and it just like blew up. So it's a really good sign this early on, and I'm glad you're taking the right steps and talking about it early, letting people know, giving people a sign up for it, which I think is super smart as well. And this imagery is just amazing, man.
Yeah, it's truly beautiful. Like, we spent a long time designing the Krishna character in it. Like, and at least 8 or 9 times I sent the artwork back. Like, the hair is not right.
Yeah.
Like, we need to nail the hair. I was like, the hair is the most important thing. It's gonna set the tone for the entire book. Like, so after 8 or 9 revisions of what the hair looks like, we got it, and it looks fucking sick. It's so good. Like, I'm passionate about this book because I want to read it. Like, it's not about making the book or how many of them I'm going to sell. I just want to read it, like, because this is a book that I've wanted for ages that no one else made. So I'm making it. I'm going to read it. It's going to be great.
Dude, it is. I can't wait for it. It's the epic tale of the Krishna Kid and all this Hindu mythology. It's so cool.
So there's a lot of like stuff around the name Krishna Kid. Like, I was trying to decide between Kid Krishna and Krishna Kid, but I think the more that the word that Krishna Kid is said, the more it sounds right. Like, when you say it, you're just like, oh yeah, the Krishna Kid. Like, it's just a thing. Like, it's always been a thing. I love it. It's such a good name. I'm so happy. Everything like with this project is coming together great. It's a little slower than I would like, perhaps, but I'd like it to be ready tomorrow. Like, shit takes time, don't it?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. But I mean, you're pumping this stuff out, and this is what I'm moving towards now. For the Lost Pages, I want to work on at least 2 books at once for that. And us as writers, we could do that. We could write this stuff, leave it in the hands of an artist, and kind of do small managerial roles to oversee the editing process on art and stuff like that, and do multiple stories and books at once. So that's why I'm heading towards writing some more Lost Pages stuff while I'm working on Magic Cop 2. And this is, seemingly you're getting it down as well, where you're doing this and Not Daredevil. And it's really cool. I'm glad to see you breaking out of that shell of the comedy writing too, which you're really good at, but we're going to see some cool action and drama here with this one.
Yeah, ultimately, I want people to say, Commie Mark's good at everything, and like, so to do that, I got to show you a bit of everything.
Sure.
I'm putting that as a quote on this campaign, and Don Chin said it looks better than M. Night Shyamalan's Avatar.
That's gonna be good. Yeah, because you have the Not Daredevil Adam Post quote. Is that right?
Yeah, a quote that he said someone sent me a link to him saying this on a stream one time, and I made this fake inspirational quote poster thing for it because it's the last line of it where he says he might do the biggest book in Comicsgate one of these days. Like that's quite an exaggeration, like to say. Like obviously, no one's ever gonna compete with like the pros like are at the top. You look at the top 20 selling books of last year, it's all pros and Sweetcast Hero. So it was a bit of like that it's a nice thing to say, like but because of doing the January the 1st launch thing, it was going to be true. Like so I had to give him his moment. Like he called it, he predicted the future that I was going to have the biggest book in Comicsgate. One of these days, for 3 days.
That's good. Postradamus. Yeah, everybody check this out. He's got an awesome slew of perks you can get in on. If you just want the book, you could do that. I would suggest getting the Fumble Bundle, a great title there, which comes with all the variants as well as the add-ons. You get the awesome X-ray specs. You get the Pointless War Bond certificate, the awesome prints as well. Your name in the book. Oh, American Evil #1. That's a great add-on there, which I think you can add on to everything, right? Is that
No, that's only available in the Fumble Bundle.
Oh, okay, cool.
And yeah, so I was gonna say you'll have to get one of those, but you've already got an American Evil, haven't you? So you could.
I do, yeah. It's great. Definitely get American Evil. Get this Fumble Bundle. Or throw a shrimp on the Barbie,
Someone actually did that as well. Got me £10.
Okay.
It's because the campaign was on like $15.99 or something, so I triggered someone's OCD to like give me another £2.
That's great. It's another great Commie Mark original here. The Not Daredevil Origins Aussie variant picked up by our own Michael Bancroft, right?
Yeah, like that was super niche targeted marketing that was, and I pulled it off. 100% success record. I mean, if Bancroft hadn't have bought it, I'd have said, if one of the Barton brothers would have bought it, I'd have said, yeah, I was aiming for you to buy that as well. Like, but yeah, like when I came up with that idea, you can tell because you see, it ships only to Australia.
Yeah.
Because that's how like hyper targeted it was.
You needed to be able to speak Australian. That's what it is. Printed upside down, right?
It's definitely not the same book rotated 180 degrees and
in the bag,
sellotaped in upside down. Yeah.
And this is a super great price for a comic. If you love variants, I think this is the campaign for you because you can get all three for an awesome price. And you can get those three plus the Origins, which is what I got for a great price as well, $50.
If you think like in terms of your standard Comicsgate book, that's 2 books, and I'm giving you 4 for the same price. I mean, they are only 30 pages, but as the campaign grows, like there's going to be the opportunity to add in more character stories, much like the way you did, Phil, like your bonus comic. So potentially the book could swell to 90 pages, like if it makes enough money. Like there's plenty of content for me to put in there. It's not that hard for me to write because I've got skills. So it could be huge. It could be an absolute steal at £10, $12, is it? Something like that.
Yeah, that is kick-ass. And I've seen some of the other characters. They're really cool and wacky Golden Age characters. There's just so much fun. Isn't there one? I don't know. Maybe you don't want me to give it away, but there's one that's like an amalgam character of half of two people that you were I saw.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean now. Yeah, that's a villain in
Right.
this universe. That's one of the ones that's probably going to get added in quite. Although I kind of want to do that in its own book in Big Boy Comics #1. So I might have to add in another book. Like I don't know. There's so much like potential here for me to add more things and do more with it. It's all about like how much am I gonna have to play with, like to make this a reality.
Yeah, I think definitely push that idea too of adding stories, because people, the fans love, more content and more story for the price that they're paying, with stretch goals and stuff. We're really successful with that.
That's definitely a thing that I've observed. I've seen numbers of people saying, look, I don't want a bookmark.
Yeah.
Give me 4 extra pages. And I can understand why for creators who aren't doing like anthology-esque books like this, like the Lost Pages, that's a real hard thing to do, to find 4 extra pages to slide into a pre-existing story that
Right.
theoretically is supposed to have like a rhythm and a beat and stuff, like to just chuck some extra in, you can't really do. But for us, you can go 4 pages, I'll just make another character, whack that in, jobs are good.
Right. Yeah. And if it's too, like, if you're working on something like that's not an anthology, like you're saying, and you're like, oh, if at this point we're going to add 4 more or 10 more pages, then it's like, why isn't it in there? If it's not in there already, then it probably is not crucial to the story. And or if it is crucial to the story, then to some people, like to me, it makes me feel like it's buying a video game that has unlockable DLC already built into the game, where you just have to pay extra to unlock it. And that's a big controversial thing in like fighting games and stuff. And it seems like a rip, but if you have extra stuff like we do with other characters and other stories that contributes to kind of like the whole universe, that's the best way to do it, I think.
Yeah, and people don't think about, like, obviously they care if you give them the bonuses. There are blockhead characters and all of those things that we can give them. Like I'm doing it myself. I'm giving away free coins and things.
Yeah.
But it's the book is the thing that they're going to definitely keep in it. Like they might throw the bookmark in the bin or lose the trading cards. Like, but the book will go in the long box with the rest of the books.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing that someone else will dig out in 20 years and be like, what the fuck is this piece of shit? Like,
yeah, for sure. Let's see. We got the Drawn Into Not Daredevil, which is amazing. Only one available here. You'll be crudely photoshopped into the book. I love that. I really hope someone picks that up, and I think someone will. We need to get like
it's a very low price for that as a tier. That's again one of the tiers that I see a lot on people's campaigns, and I thought, how can I Commie Mark that?
Yeah, for sure. We got the James Line Mega Pack, which this comes with a sketch, original sketch from him, correct?
Yeah, I'd need to get a quote. I think, from what I understand, he's going to do something better than a sketch. Like, but again, it's art words in it. Like, so you'll get a piece of original art.
Awesome.
What I'm saying.
And then now we get into the kind of ridiculous stuff, the not Sean Gordon Murphy tier, which a good price as well. And now this gets you a 1-hour Skype call. Well, I mean that that plank of wood of a man can charge for a conversation. So can you, Commie Mark. So this is a 1-hour Skype call with you yourself.
Yeah, you get to talk to me for 1 hour. And I'll answer any of your questions or whatever. I don't expect anyone's ever going to buy that. Like, I'll talk to anyone for free anyway. Like, I'm here. You didn't pay me £100 to come on your show for an hour, did you? Like, it's just there for the joke. I did a show right before the launch, like a review of Comicsgate 2020 or whatever, and this plank of wood Jordan Gordon Murphy joke just kept coming up all the time. Like, so it just
Perfect.
into the campaign.
I love
And
it.
then from one plank of wood to another.
Yeah, there's the boomerang. This is kick-ass, man. Really cool, one of a kind. Not going to get it anywhere else.
No. And how many other Indiegogo campaigns you seen with a boomerang?
None. I always thought boomerang characters were kind of cool, but there was like a few scattered around. But his is just, he doesn't have like any gadget aspect to it, right? It's just a boomerang.
No, it's just your regular boomerang, a metal boomerang. In my universe, it's sharp. That's all it is. It doesn't even really have powers. Like it's good at healing, not super healing. It's just trained by Aborigines in the woods, and he like Tarzan. Tarzan doesn't have powers, does he?
No, yeah.
But he's still pretty good at fighting, I imagine.
Original painted art cover. It's so cool. Definitely, I hope this one sells, but I also hope for your sake it doesn't sell, so you could buy it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I might have to get it so I can put it in my display, like behind me. I got the Kim Il-sung cover here. Can you see? This one
here.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Everything.
That is beautiful. And then now these are the really big, the big boys. Like if you guys are a Serbian prince and you're watching right now, and you have the money to drop on these, I would implore you to do so. If you have the extra pocket change laying around, 25,000 pounds for the Not Mags Basagio sci-fi tier. And what does this entail? What does the backer get when they get this one?
So this is for the TV rights to Not Daredevil. Like, I'm happy to sell them and give full creative control over the TV show to whoever gives me £25,000 for it. Not because I want it to be a TV show or I care. I don't care. That's why I'm happy to sell them for such a low price. But £25,000 would mean I could leave my job at Mega Evil Corporation for the year, and I could fully focus on my 5-year plan, my great leap forward to my $1 million comic book.
That's beautiful, man. Yeah, hopefully that one gets it. I really like the thumbnail art here too.
Yeah. That's it. As soon as I realized, oh, hang on, I can use Kim Il-sung as well. Like in the promotional art, like it just blew up. It was everywhere. Like I could make anything now. I got a little gang.
Yeah. It's you and your crew, man. That's great. And then the last one, a big one. This is a great tier for. This might be tier of the year. I would say if there's an award ceremony. I think if Bancroft's watching, for the end of this year, you should do for your awards tier of the year. This one I think takes the cake. The Not Red Rooster tier, and I love these. The Not, like the word Not is now your thing.
Yeah,
you can put
that's very 90s, isn't it? Like people like their 90s stuff here in Comicsgate.
Yeah.
The Not. Oh, free candy.
Red Rooster tier. So this gets you the Walmart distribution rights and guaranteed to receive your copies of Not Daredevil before any of the actual backers. This is amazing. And what would you get? Like if someone bought this, what would that allow you to do, Mark?
What would I do with £200,000?
Yeah,
I could give up. I could buy a house and I could just give up. Like, if you want me to go away and like never be around anymore, that's the one to buy. Like, I'll do it.
All right, yeah. So if someone out there wants that,
if you hate me enough, give me £200,000 and I'll fuck it off.
Make it happen. So this is a great campaign. Just the amount of effort you put into this, and I can't wait to read the physical books in my hands. I told my brother that I got the Vampirella variant, especially for him because he likes sexy ladies, and he rolled his eyes. So,
what a bigot!
Yeah, what a bigot. Yeah, so get some comics and then give them to your buddies. Spread the word of Not Daredevil. That was awesome. I'm glad I was able to have you on the show. Yo, we got Vosto Vlad in the chat. He's laughing at the campaign. Yeah, Vosto is an awesome creator. He is a musician. He does sick synthwave music, and he's done every theme song for Zaid Comics' book. So the Magic Cop theme song, the Lost
Oh, that
Pages.
dude. Hello.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Vosto.
He's awesome. He's from like Transylvania or some crazy
Eastern
place.
Europe, from Romania. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel as well if there's anyone here who hasn't already. Vosto, I'm looking at you.
Vosto, go over and hang out with Commie Mark on his channel. He's a great creator. You guys would get along. And Vosto's girlfriend, Ame, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she's got a cool book as well, Reality Hackers. Check that out. It's still on demand.
Oh, is that? Yeah, and I've been talking to her about coming on Fans Hour, like to promote the book. Looks cool.
Definitely have her on. She's really cool. She does a really cool drawn in tier as well. It's at a great price, and you could get to be drawn in, and you could have like anything on your shirt or like be holding a sign that says like, communism or whatever you want. So check that out. So we got my brother in the chat as well. Thanks for tuning in. He's at work right now. I don't know, doing something. But thanks for coming on, Mark. I'm sure I'll have you on again in the future, and I'll be on your show, man. It's always good hanging out with you.
Yeah, cool dude, Phillies. I endorse this message. Anything that he says is probably right.
Thanks for everyone for watching. We had a great group of people in here. It's had some really good views. I like doing these afternoon streams, but I can't too often because I work during the week. Maybe on the weekends is better. But definitely check out the link in the description to go over to Not Daredevil. Also sign up for Krishna Kid right here in the chat. It's going to be great. Vosto wants to know, how is the Soviet space program?
Well, you haven't seen the Soviet Union for decades, have you? Where do you think they've gone?
Think about it. We got Matt Yackey in the chat too. Awesome colorist. He's done some work with us, and he's coloring the great Black Flag from Dan Frega. Send my regards to Frega, because I don't know where the hell he is right now.
Voting day in Georgia.
Yeah, well, maybe he's in space too. I will be back tomorrow with Vinny Tardamella to talk about his Shadow of the Kraken book, and then guys, definitely go to Preston Aceveto's channel and check him out, because I'll be on his channel Thursday night talking about the Lost Pages. You guys don't want to miss that. And we'll see you guys next time. Hail everybody in the chat. Eddie Winkler just got here too. Eddie,
too slow.